All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're exploring the science of human optimization. We're talking about a field that's trying to answer a massive question. How can we become stronger, sharper, and just better, all by design? This isn't about generic advice. It's about digging into the actual blueprint of what makes us tick at our absolute best. So, here it is, the big question. How do we unlock our full potential? It's the thing that keeps elite athletes up at night, it drives researchers in their labs, and hey, it probably crosses your mind too. How do we really hit the ceiling of what our bodies and our minds are capable of? Is there some kind of code we can crack? Well, it turns out the answer isn't some single magic pill. Nope. The real secret, the key, lies right where three massive fields crash into each other. Our basic biology, the nutrition we use to fuel that biology, and the performance that comes out of it. Get how those three work together and you've got something really powerful.
Okay, so let's start with the absolute foundation. You can't build a skyscraper without understanding the ground it's on, right? We have to get a handle on our own biological blueprint first, and then figure out how what we eat actually interacts with it.
So everything, and I mean everything, starts with biology. Just think of it like the super complex operating system that we're all running 24/7. It's in charge of everything, from how your cells create energy to how your brain sends a signal to your hand. It's the whole shebang.
And this is where it all gets really practical and personal. If biology is the operating system, then nutrition is the code you're inputting. It's the fuel, the raw materials. Nutrition is literally the science of how something as simple as a banana or a glass of water can directly talk to and influence all those complex biological pathways. And those inputs, they basically break down into two main categories. We've all heard of the macros, right? Carbs, proteins, fats. They're the big logs you throw on the fire for energy. But it's the micros, the vitamins and minerals, that are often the unsung heroes. They're like the spark plugs that actually make the engine run. Nailing peak performance is all about getting that incredibly delicate balance between the two just right. So, once we get the basics of just being healthy covered, we can start asking a way more exciting question. How do we go beyond just fine and start actively boosting our performance?
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The whole point isn't just to get by, to survive. It's to thrive. The entire mindset here shifts from just keeping the machine running to actually fine-tuning it, pushing its limits, and optimizing every single thing it does.
Now, performance isn't just one thing. It really stands on two massive pillars that are totally connected. First, you've got the physical side, athletic performance, recovering faster, staying injury-free. But that is deeply, deeply tied to the second pillar, cognitive function. We're talking about using nutrition to fuel our brains for better focus, sharper memory, and even becoming more emotionally resilient.
And this leads us to a really critical point. This whole field is so powerful because it doesn't live in a little box all by itself. No way. It pulls in wisdom from tons of different scientific areas to paint a much, much more complete picture of what humans are capable of.
That's what makes it a holistic science. It's about seeing the whole person, connecting all the dots, not just looking at one isolated part. And by mixing all these insights, it really prepares people to go out and solve some tricky, real-world problems, whether that's figuring out what an astronaut should eat in space or how to fix a nutrient deficiency in a whole community.
Just look at what gets blended together here. You're pulling from biochemistry to see what's happening at the molecular level, physiology to understand how the whole body works as a system, behavioral sciences to get why we make the food choices we do, and even personalized genomics to tailor nutrition right down to someone's specific DNA. It's incredible.
So what happens when you master all this? Where does it actually lead? Let's take a quick look at the kinds of amazing, impactful careers that open up when you can take this knowledge and get real results with it.
Because at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? To turn all this science into action. People in this field don't just have jobs. They have a real, tangible way to make a difference in people's lives, whether that's helping one person at a time or shaping the health of millions.
You could end up as a sports dietitian, working right there on the sidelines with top-tier athletes. Imagine designing the exact fuel plan that gives them that tiny competitive edge, the one that shaves those crucial milliseconds off their best time.
Or maybe you'd work as a clinical nutritionist. You could be in a hospital, helping patients use specific, targeted diets as a powerful tool to fight back against chronic diseases, totally changing their quality of life for the better. And for the real pioneers out there, there's the path of a researcher. You could be the one in the lab pushing the absolute limits of what we know about genomics, or maybe you're an R&D at a food company, dreaming up the next generation of healthier products we'll all be eating.
And finally, you could be an educator. And this role is so vital. You'd be the one shaping public health policies, or going into communities and empowering people with the knowledge they need to build a healthier future for themselves.
You know, when you boil it all down, it comes back to this one really inspiring mission: to unlock the full, incredible potential of our own biology, one nutrient, one discovery, and one achievement at a time.
And that really just leaves us with one final, huge question to chew on. If we keep getting better and better at understanding the science of ourselves, what are the true limits of what we can do? As we learn more, you have to wonder, maybe those limits are way, way further out than any of us have ever dared to imagine.